Where's my wine? I thought my wine was right here. Hey, what does a girl have to do?
We're live. We're live. We're playing our song.
I said, what does a girl have to do?
What does a girl have to do
Get a box of wine
to get a box of wine around here?
Got some ideas.
Yeah, you know you do. It's the easiest way to get anything done in this
Let's do
country.
this. Big girls don't cry.
Amber's back.
Never do. Why would we? Everything
Mike is here.
so well for us.
Lou is working the sound.
Let's go.
Jimmy the dog. Jimmy, come here.
Jimmy didn't invite me
Jimmy.
today. Jimmy
Jimmy,
didn't
you're
invite
not
my
by
meals.
Amber today?
That's official. Jimmy likes me.
Oh, he loves you so much.
She usually nips at me a little bit when I get here.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming back and joining us. Yes, because we got all dressed up for you, and we're glad you're here. Are we
I
glad?
never get dressed up. I always miss that memo.
You know, you don't need to get, all you need to do is take your shirt off, to be honest. And I'm just kidding. I don't care what my agents and girls say to me about when I talk like that. I just made the flip off sign with both my hands if you're listening on the podcast right now. Here's the thing. We have not worn shirt. We have to wear, these bras and fancy things to look attractive. It's not too much to ask a friend to take off his shirt to look attractive.
No,
I don't see where that is an issue.
we're wearing these sexy dresses.
Right, we're trying I made this week for everybody.
She's actually making me one.
Thank you. I want, Christina Wells, she made me jealous. She said, she came on the show and said she was sewing all those beautiful dresses. So I'm showing everybody now. I made this outfit for this podcast, my summer podcast. I got it. Sure enough, it was this much too small in the titties, 5 inches. So I decided that I would cut it in. I would cut the shirt down from the middle.
Yep.
And I went to Joann's Fabric. Oh my God. That's the thing about COVID, you guys. And welcome to Big Girl. Say that at the beginning. Thank you so much for coming. But so the thing is, just going to Joann Fabrics. It used to be like a chore.
Yeah.
Now it's like, woo!
Fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
treat.
It's a treat.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of gay crafters in there, and me.
So
It
fun.
was so much fun. We're all like pawing over all the clearance nasty fabrics, like anything
Are the
leopard,
best.
pink.
Yeah.
Right, and it was so much fun. So I found this fabric, and then I cut the shirt in half, put the insert of the stretch aqua leopard. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Thanks. Emily's not here tonight to tell me to put my legs together. And
But your husband is. You'd think he'd want you to keep them close.
no, he doesn't care. He didn't give a crap. He's like, I have to see it. So should everyone else. Why is it just me?
It's a punishment.
There we go.
So anyway, then I made the
I love
skirt
it.
out of it, and so I feel so excited. So anyway, that's another thing. I mean, I used to sew all my own clothes because no one would sell anything trashy enough in my size, and except for your mom.
My mom knew how to find her some good slutty. My mom takes one to know it. She knew how to find some good slutty clothes.
You guys, today is Cindy Burns' birthday in
My mom's
heaven,
birthday.
and Amber. I only know Amber because Amber is Cindy's daughter, and Amber is Cindy's only daughter, and Amber is the greatest thing Cindy ever did. And Cindy did a lot of great things. So I'm so grateful that Amber is here with me on this show.
It's a very special day, and so many things aligned up with the date of the show that I kind of was like, whoa, that's kind of like the day my kids went on vacation was the day we started. It was a
Right.
hard day.
Right.
When I figured out my mom's birthday was actually the day of the show, I was like, what am I going to do on August 5th? I'm like, oh, I'm going to be with Vicki.
Again.
Like, thank you. Thank you, Mom in heaven. I mean, this is so much fun. So I was supposed to be in Texas, and I'm glad I said, no, we're going to go after the 5th because I want to be with Vicki at this podcast. And my mom had so many good memories. And my mom, funny story is my mom used to buy Vicki clothes.
And Mrs. Plus Size. in
Mrs.
Newport
Plus Size
Beach.
actually was in Santa Ana by South
Santa Ana.
Plaza
Well,
on
close
Bristol.
enough. Yeah.
And I told my mom about it because one day I was wearing a slutty dress, and Mom goes, hey, where did you get that? And am I drinking yours?
Yeah, because did you already drink
I
out of it?
drank out of it.
Let's enjoy.
Sorry.
Keep going. I'm now the rose glass. You are the
Oh,
flamingo.
perfect.
Enjoy.
Sorry. Messed up.
Cheers
Yep. Cheers.
to your mother. Happy
Yes.
birthday,
Happy
Cindy.
birthday, Mom.
Yes.
Okay, so you
So-
are in Mrs. Plus
So
Size.
I was in Mrs. Plus Size. My mom came with a big bag of Mrs. Plus in her car. And I went, oh my God, my mom bought me something. She never bought it. And then she goes, no. And it was all this cute leopard stuff. And I was so excited. And she's like, oh no, this is for Vicki. And I was jealous. And I knew Vicki, but not well at this time. I mean, you got to realize it was a long time ago.
Yes.
And it in my 20s, and I said, I want
And Amber,
that dress.
I had no mother. I
Yeah.
had no
once
no
I got
aunts.
it.
Not that she was my mother, but I had no one, and I was so poor. And your mother knew. I sewed all those tube drop dresses.
So once I
and your
figured it
mother,
out, I got
beautiful
it.
clothes, and she knew that I could never
she
buy
couldn't-
anything. So,
she couldn't wait to bring
so when
Vicki
she
this
would,
clothes.
it was always, and the funny thing was, she would always show up at Mrs. Plus Size. Didn't know you turned her on to it till later. But one time when, years later, when I bought my own outfit for Mrs. Plus Size, then I was on the road, and it said 7 days return policy will be enforced.
Yeah.
So I called Mrs. Plus Size from the road. I go, hello, Mrs. Plus Size.
You're hitting it all the time.
Oh,
you gotta move it.
Lou's telling me I'm hitting my microphone.
Yeah, maybe put it in the middle like me.
Yeah, because you're
I'm
hitting
sorry.
it
There we go.
constantly.
You guys, if you've heard me hitting and banging on my chest, I'm sorry. But just think you were very close to my titty, and I hope you'll forgive me. But anyway, one day I was on the road, and I knew I wasn't going to get back to tell Mrs. Plus Size that the outfit was too small. So I phoned her. I go, hello, are you Mrs. Plus Size? And she always hated it when I called her Mrs. Plus Size.
Yes.
I don't know why. It was so funny. Yes. I go, I'm on the road. Can I have an extension on my return? How long? I go, 3 days. Okay. You be, and I remember I just busted ass to get down to Orange County to get my
They
credit.
did not play around.
She didn't mess around.
No, she
but
never.
she does a great job of buying
They
things.
went out, which I don't understand, but years ago. But
Yeah.
it was such a great store, and it was the
Because
only
she was in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
She was still in the part of Orange County where people like me would drive to from Oceanside.
Yeah.
To buy, she was in the wrong
She was in
neighborhood.
the wrong
She
neighborhood.
realized that.
There's
She-
not very many big
No.
people.
No.
Not enough to keep
Not
in
enough.
business, but she had the cutest
No.
clothes in the world, and they were cheap, and they
Yeah.
were so cute. But once I knew Vicki, I don't think you remember this, but sometimes so I would get clothes I didn't wear, and I'd give it to my mom to give Vicki. And one time, Vicki, you gave me my favorite dress. It was a Michael Kors dress.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. I bought that for you, Amber.
And
I literally bought it for
still
you.
have it. It was fancy schmancy.
It was some clearance rack, and I knew what it was
It
exactly
fit me like
because
a
of your
glove,
because
so
you're
that's how we
little.
bonded.
I'm taller and I said, this is unbelievable. It's one of those places, probably a thrift store.
Yeah.
Found it brand new with tags.
We're
I
checking
said,
brand
I
new.
am buying this for you. That was bought
Yeah.
just for you.
And I just had Hendrix, and Mom goes, Vicki has this dress for you. And she brought it over to Michael Kors. I never had Michael Kors. I love, because I always went to Mrs. Plus Size.
Right.
I still have the dress. It's my favorite.
And
So
I
we
wanna-
bonded over clothes.
I want to thank Michael Kors if you're listening to the
Yes.
podcast, which I'm sure you are. Dave Matthews is, I heard. Michael Kors, thank you for making plus size clothes, bitch.
I appreciate that.
The 20s, the 22s, the
Yeah.
18s. Woo! Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's cute.
I mean,
And it's always on clearance at Macy's because no one knows about it. So
exactly.
yeah, they didn't do
And
much
there's
marketing.
two things on clearance at Macy's: extra small and 3X.
Correct.
There's only
Correct.
there's no
Correct.
but I just always say more big stuff, bitch. 68% of American women are 14 and above, size 14 and above. Okay, so get a job, designers. Okay, I know, like, oh yeah, you extra half
And
the
I'm
yard
thinking,
material.
Vicki, you should just start making clothes because she's making me a tube top dress. I might wear it on the next
You know,
one.
I made all
And
my
I
clothes
agree.
for this stage when I started, and I even have a name for my clothing line. It's called Trailer Nights.
Yes.
And it's my dream. I would love to. Yes.
I
So
would order
if
it.
Yeah, if anyone out there just
Let's just start
Yeah.
with the tube top
you
dresses.
know,
Those are
two-
fun and easy.
and those are what I lived in.
I love
Yep.
those.
They get a little
They're my
tiresome,
favorite.
but that's good. And that's what the show's theme today is about the F word.
Oh,
You know, fat shaming. And I've claimed the word fat for a long time.
me too.
Right. I remember I went to this store called Pretty and Plump. Pretty and Plump? Are you do I have to hold a bag through a mall that says Pretty and Plump? I don't think so, bitch. Okay?
That's the real name of the
It was
store?
fucking
Yeah,
Pretty and
yeah.
Plump. Pretty. Hey, and Lou,
Yeah.
have you met a girl lately who's pretty and plump? Oh, they're my favorite, Mike. You looking for a girl who's pretty and what? Plump. Fucking A, of course. And where does she shop, Mike?
Right, that's
Pretty and plump.
Pretty and plump.
That's where she gets her own ensemble.
That's where you get your husband's
No, there are
address.
some pretty funny names of stores. I'm
That's
trying to
right.
remember.
So,
there really are.
I
Some-
wanted to name my fat store called Fatties. Fatties. Okay, bitch, it's called Fatties. Where'd you get that? Fatties, bitch. Yeah.
You know
There's
who
actually
you
a,
are.
there's actually a pre-roll company called Fatties,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
got-
that might be a problem for
Oh,
my
yeah.
I
trademark.
wear their shirt sometimes, and people love it. when I
Right.
wear it.
See, I'm
I
gonna have
own
to
it.
talk to them see if they will just sell my clothes, and they're pre-roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, otherwise I have to get the name back. I don't know.
If it's Fatty's clothes, there's Fatty pre-rolls. I don't think it's the same thing.
Yeah, probably
They're
not.
fine.
We'll have to
I'm naming my company something that someone used, but I realize I'm putting my Facial Lounge's name in it. So I think it'll be okay. It's a weird thing to name.
Well, you've gotten away with it for a long time.
Yeah.
Amber came down early, and Amber owns the Facial Lounge in Newport Beach, where the stars go, the athletes go, freaking everybody goes, fancy people go, and Amber rubs celebrities on a daily basis. You know what, Amber, to make extra money, I think we should do a celebrity diary and just talk about each and every vein. No, I'm just kidding. They would never go back. No, that's a bad idea. But we talk about this. Like today, Heidi Klum said that she's used a lot of the cheapest thing in the world, coconut oil, on my hair and on my 12 feet long legs. Coconut oil everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And
you can literally that's an oil you can actually put everywhere, ladies.
Right.
Everywhere. I actually have a client who gets the coconut oil. I think this is actually one of them.
I put it out. I lost the lid. I just put foil on the rubber band. Never throw away. Trailer nasty.
So coconut oil, the one that kind of gets hard, that smells like coconut, the virgin one, the really good one.
Oh, virgin.
Super virgin.
Oh.
The virgin one goes downstairs.
And by virgin, by the way, Amber is so hoity-toity because she's Newport Beach spa owner. Do you mean like they cut the freaking coconuts off the ground and chop them? Or do you mean what I can buy? What isn't this a Trader Joe's?
It's fine. It's
So
fine.
you're saying
I
this
don't
is
know
fine.
higher coconut colors.
Okay,
Yeah, you
okay,
can use this
okay,
totally.
Okay.
And this actually has really good healthy fat. It's very good. And I had a client, I'll never forget, she's pretty conservative. She said, I use it downstairs and my husband tells me I taste like a cookie.
Did you hear that? Did you guys?
I want to taste like a cookie.
Cookie tastes like a cookie.
Nikki,
Yeah.
you might tell Nikki to moisturize a little higher.
Everywhere. You can
So
do
you,
your
if you, oh my God,
your tuchus.
and you know what else? Isn't coconut
Regular.
oil a natural antibiotic? I was told that
That mildly is, yes.
because I think you told me that when I got allergic to my eyelash adhesive, and you told me to use the coconut
oil
oil,
is very good, yeah.
and it did
So
cure it.
I don't love coconut oil going in the sun too much. We're already 100 degrees. Now coconut oil has a long, so I like people use it more at night. And not as much as
What
the
about
sun.
your hair in the day?
More at night.
matter. Even your hair.
If you're really
Even it would dry your hair, like fry your hair.
it's okay. In the day, it's okay. But if you're gonna sit in the sun all day, I wouldn't. Oils do cook.
Okay.
But if
Oils
someone has
cook.
curly, coarse hair, coconut oil is beautiful for that. Especially curly hair. So think mixed hair, coconut oil is great. It can weigh it down a little bit, but some people, the best thing for hair, believe it or not, is castor oil to do packs on your head. So you actually do castor oil on your head. This is real. Let it sit for a night if you can. I can't even tell you the list of things that it does, but there's a guy named Edgar Casey, very famous, real old, real weird, but amazing story. But the seeds, castor oil seeds, are actually poisonous, so people didn't use them. When they actually make the oil, they found out how healing it is. But it cleans your scalp and makes people grow more hair.
No.
Your hair gets thicker.
Well,
You
thanks
can
for the
use it on
information
your eyebrows.
since I've known you 20 years.
I know, sorry. You could sleep. They're called castor oil packs. I do it on my
Right.
hair. It's fabulous.
Right.
Now this is extension. Now this is my hair, so my hair is growing good. This is
Wow.
all mine. And then this is I bought. But
amazing.
it matches pretty good.
You
So I
know
don't
what's
know,
funny about that? Somebody just asked if your mom had long, beautiful black hair like you.
Not
She
at all.
did.
My mother had
What?
she wore extensions, stringy
Oh.
little hair. It was her worst. She said when she put her hair in a bun, it looked like a donut hole. She said all her friends had buns, and she had a donut hole. And she's also so little. My mother was.
You guys, I've known her mom for 23 years. I never knew she wore extensions.
Yes, my mom's biggest insecurity was no hair.
Oh, holy shit.
She was obsessed.
She
with
had
her
them.
hair.
Oh my God.
The thinnest, stringy
I
little
love
hair. And she was barely 5 foot. She was only 4'11". She was under 100 pounds. I had like a little TikTok mom. She's this little tiny pocket.
She was,
And
she
she
was
had
just like Amber, only
tiny.
Like
When
like
we
a
walked down the
stick holding
street,
up
we looked like a
Amber's
number
face.
18.
Yes.
That's what we She was just this tiny. And so my mom was so skinny, we would go to the Mrs. and Plus size, and they would look at her like, bitch, what are you doing in here? And my mom would take me to her fancy stores at South Coast Plaza, and they would be like, I hope she's not going to try anything on. And on purpose, my mom would go, Amber, you want to try this on? Because we just messed with the people who were there. And I remember I tried on this little polka dot shirt. I was so excited. And when I put it on, it looked like eggs. The mom was like, oh, it's an Easter shirt. Let's get it.
Your mom was just so, she was such a, Joan Rivers discovered Cindy. Cindy was like me. She started comedy late, and she just worked really hard at it. And she developed a really strong persona in a certain group of people. And it was like, her act was completely built around people that are her age, her friends, her women. And it was really strong. She had a lot of, flack from dudes who go, oh, you suck, but whatever.
Yeah.
But she didn't suck to her
Women.
crowd. And Joan Rivers had a contest, and Cindy won.
Yeah.
It was like a nationwide contest for the next funny female. Cindy won it. And Joan Rivers was like, going around town with Cindy all of a sudden, and it was really amazing. And then Cindy got, the cancer. But
No, Joan passed first.
Oh, Joan
passed during that.
That's right. Oh, you know what? Never mind.
And then my mom got cancer.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God Joan went down, and then Cindy wouldn't feel so bad about the cancer. But it was wonderful to see somebody make their dreams come true through hard work. Like nobody worked like your mom, and she was so funny and beautiful. And we used to be like, we used to go around together, two women on the road. I remember one time we got to this casino outside of Windermere, Nevada. And this guy comes up and he goes, you're the comics? Two girls? We ain't never had no girls before. And we're like, yeah, we're it. And he goes, are you man bashers? We go, fuck yeah, we're real terrible man bashers. And then they give us a room. They put us in the animal room. And the vinyl went halfway up the wall. Cindy lifted her leg and peed on the fucking wall, and it was so hilarious. And we got.
My mom was so funny.
She was so funny.
Oh.
One time we were working in St. Louis, and you're Jewish, right?
Yeah.
She's super Jewish, and so we go to. I didn't want to go to Cracker Barrel. It was the first time I ever could have gone to a Waffle House in my life. I was so fucking happy. Waffle House. But Frances DiLorenzo was it. She goes, Waffle House, and I go, it's kind of dirty. She goes, dirty. I don't want to go to dirty. Let's go to Waffle
You
House.
sound like her. That's how she talks.
Well, she's like, I don't want to go. I want to go to Waffle House. So we all go in. I'm like, I've never been to a Waffle House either, but I know about the Waffle House racist, sexist.
You mean Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel. Sorry.
Cracker Barrel.
So I know about the word in the past.
Yeah,
so we walk into Cracker Barrel, 5 girls on a comedy tour, and we open the door.
Jewish mother.
And I put Cindy in front. I go, hello, and the lady goes, welcome to Cracker Barrel. And I go, hi, she's a Jew. Are we going to be fine in here? We're outside of St. Louis. And the lady, she goes, oh, honey, yes. Look at here, this sign. And the sign said, all creeds, even Jews, blacks, whatever you might be, gays, you're all welcome here. That's a big sign. We came in, I'm like, half the staff was African-American. Everybody's black, everybody's white. There was no issue. The only thing is, don't ask for a glass of wine at a Cracker Barrel. They will. Why? We're at wine. I'm like, are you kidding? And then the one lady, she's like, I know. I wish we did. I'd do a lot better. But
that's funny.
But it was just
my mom was she had so much fun on the road with you. She was always
so much fun.
And it inspires me. I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't have it. So people go, you do comedy. I go, I kind of get it by default because of my mother. So I get to open for a lot of people because of my mother. But at least I'm funny.
Yes, thank God you are.
Thank God. That would be horrible.
Yeah, I've known some celebrities' children that they just horrible.
Didn't have it.
Right.
I don't want to, because they're still out there trying.
You can't say who they are because you have to work with them. And
not only that, but you fail until you succeed.
Yeah.
So they might succeed in a few years.
You know what? And right. You never know.
But
the first show I had, it was such a flop. Oh, but what?
I was going to say, but Bill Hicks's nephew, Ryan Hicks, is a San Diego comic, and he is absolutely hilarious.
I love it.
Bill Hicks is one of my favorite people. If you guys haven't ever looked back into the old Texan comics with, Sam Kinison, Bill Hicks, Carl LaBeouf, these guys were like what do they call themselves?
The Outlaws of Comedy.
The Outlaws of Comedy. If you can find any Outlaws of Comedy tapes during COVID, especially when you really need to laugh, these guys are so funny. Texas comedy, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, these guys were geniuses, amazing. And now, Ryan Hicks is killing it. He's really funny. It's really good.
Yeah, my first show was pretty much a disaster. And it was with Shane. I'm trying to think of his name. You know him.
Forbes?
No. Shane.
Shane.
Yeah, you guys know Shane, right?
Yeah.
So
There's
Shang,
there's just Shang, and that's it.
That's it. There's
Taller
nothing
black
else.
gentleman,
Yeah.
light skinned. Yeah.
Okay, so Shang was his room, and my mom said it's my daughter letting her go up. Well, he didn't hear my daughter part.
Oh,
So I go up and I do a horrible 5 minutes.
right.
And when I came down, all he was doing was, now mom, you got to realize my mom was skinny and loved being skinny. She never realized men like big girls. My mom she never did
Right.
until this night.
Right on.
And the whole audience and every comic was making comments about wanting to sleep with me and my boobs and my whatever, right?
On.
And I was uncomfortable and my mom was uncomfortable. And now my mom's never seen men hit on me because it's never happened. I'm in Newport Beach where they all like skinny girls.
Right.
I've been like off the market. It was awesome. And I'm uncomfortable with all the guys hitting on me because my mom's next to me. And she literally stood up and grabbed the microphone. She goes, I'm going to scratch everybody's eyeballs out if you guys talk about my daughter. And she grabbed the microphone and goes, that's your daughter? I mean, we look nothing. I mean, I look like my mother, but I'm. And she literally said, scratch my eyeballs out. Literally. She goes, I'm going to scratch your eyeballs out if you guys talk about my daughter one more time. And he was so, I can't even go on. There's nothing funny. Everyone go have drinks. And he didn't want to finish. Because I'm so embarrassed because he was talking about bending me over and doing naughty things to me and what he likes to do with the big girl.
And your mother knew that. She knew
it's comedy, but there was a
she
point
knew
where
that
she was done where she's like, I can't listen to
your
this.
mother grabbed the microphone because she knew it was the funniest thing she could possibly say.
Oh, she's
And
like,
that-
eyeballs of it.
No, let me tell you this. Your mother didn't do that because she wanted to scratch their eyebrows out. Your mother knew that because she did that because it was an amazing comedy opportunity.
It was.
And she knew she would shred the room.
She shredded the room, and everyone shriveled up. You could, if everyone had tails, they would have been tucked.
Yeah,
They were like, "Oh my God, it's her daughter!"
Yeah, that's
so
why she
that
did
was
it.
my introduction to comedy.
Yeah,
I almost dated Shane, so there's that fun fact.
I can talk to him for you.
Thank you. I am
That's
single,
all
so
number one.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, talking about how everybody was coming after you for how you look, I think is a great transition into the topic of today. Is it's the shaming.
Correct.
Exactly, and it's not just fat shaming. It's endless. It's thin shaming, it's gay shaming, it's butch shaming, it's disabled shaming.
Right.
And it's like, why? Why do people do it? Why do people just want to just throw up their shit on us?
They're
Why do they
insecure,
want
they're unhappy with themselves.
What is it?
I have 2 sons. My sons are black, and I have one son who's fat and one son who's skinny, and they are. And I told my son, listen, a lot of people are going to call you fat when you go to school, and they're very jealous of you. They're going to be jealous that they're not as big and muscular, and you take, he's a big kid. And the first day of school, he got in the car, and he threw himself in the back seat. He goes, oh my God, Mom, everyone's so jealous of me here.
Oh,
and he
that's
took
so
it
great.
as a good thing.
Because if you told them if you're big, they're going to be jealous
They're
of
jealous
your
of you.
bigness.
And the reason they go after you is because they don't have it themselves. They don't have the confidence. Right. So he feels bad for those kids. I taught him very young. I'm talking about first grade. And so much so that my friend, her name's Maisha, she's thin. My son said to her the other day, oh, you're not that skinny. Kind of hurt her feelings. And I said, why do you tell Maisha you're not that skinny? And she goes, oh, I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Oh.
So he thinks too skinny's going to hurt your feelings. That's how confident he is. So it's a matter of mindset that you do. Now, my son, I told him we don't want to be too big for health reasons, and we do eat healthy, but he's a big kid. So when you take that power away from what people can do, and my sons, I have very masculine boys. I have very, very masculine boys. And yesterday they were walking, and my son says, Mom, and they're 8 and 9, do you know that there's people who are homophobic? And I said, what do you know about that? And I'm a little worried because my sons are in sports, and I'm thinking, I hope I did a good job. He goes, people don't like gay people for no reason, Mom.
Wow.
And that is the meanest thing. And this is from I haven't talked too much about this.
Which one was
That's Jace. And he goes, if someone's homophobic, I'm going to stick up for them. No one should hate. Anyway, this is yesterday. And I just stopped for a minute. I actually started to cry. I'm so proud of you boys. And they go, if anyone hurts. So I haven't brought that to their attention much. I just didn't know where to start with that yet. This is the time to do it. They're in 2nd, 3rd grade. But I have not talked to them about that. But they figured it out on their own. But I think that if we start to talk to kids and realize not to shame anybody and to love everyone for who they are, and the kids start it, we're going to have a whole new generation with parents. If they can start talking to their kids, I think it will change the world.
That's how change happens. It's not going to happen with our generation because we're already set in our ways. But if we teach our children to do better and our grandchildren to do better, then that's how better happens.
I think you're right. I remember there was a old movie it was like a old movie a long time ago when it was like, anyway, it was this guy was in the India. Remember that one? And you have to teach your children, carefully teach them to be prejudiced. It was a very famous Broadway play and movie and everything. Oh, whatever. Oh gosh. Anyway, bottom
When it
line.
comes to you, bring it up.
Sorry, but the thing is, when I was a little kid, I was a fat little kid being constantly teased. I get that are your parents assholes? Didn't they tell you not to be like this? And I always blame their parents.
Yeah.
But I think that it's more than their parents. It's everyone. Just
It's TV, it's movies, it's
right.
everything you see.
It's always been like that, and it maybe but it doesn't mean it. Like John, imagine it could be different. Imagine we really talk to our children and
loved everyone for how they are.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what else,
They're amazing.
guys? Things have changed. They used to stone people, and people used to be
Well, they kind of still are like that on Facebook. And stuff
you're
like
right,
that.
but
I mean,
if I say I'm gonna go get stoned,
there has been some involvement
yeah.
of the human race where we go, we have, even the evolution might be slow, like you guys are saying. You're right, the evolution is slow, but I remember when Emily was born, and I went to the Catholic How to Get Her Baptized class.
Yeah.
And which, I just felt I needed to do. And I went there, and this woman's sister, Ida, was there. And she's from Ireland. She goes, if you're just a little bit better than your parents were, if you're nervous, just be a little better than them. Imagine down the road, if every child was a little better than their parents, there'd be no more war. And just to hear that, I was glad I sat through 18 hours of hell.
Right?
Because it was a beautiful thing to know.
Yeah.
It might not come fast, but if we are steadfastly true to saying, don't judge people by how they look, what they weigh, what wheelchair they're in. Are they disabled? Are they autistic? Are they ex-felons? Just
the ex-felons is a big thing. We when it's transgender, we let them become a man to a woman, and we let them they let them to be new. People who have been in prison or in jail can come out so amazing. I know so many people who were so messed up as a teenager or young 20s, and who are so amazing now, and just let people stay out of that box is so important.
I cannot believe that. And you guys, we did not plan to talk about this like this.
What?
No, I mean, it got really serious. But what if I told you I have 2 felonies on my record?
And that's why I like you the most.
If I haven't done anything wrong to either one of you or anything
No,
like that?
No.
And there should be absolutely no judgment. And I think that that should be taken off. When hiring people, I think that unless you're working with children or something that maybe a vague, something that, to let them vote again. I mean, the fact that felons can't vote and they can't make a change in the world is absolutely absurd.
You have to go to court and get it dropped off your record or dropped down to a misdemeanor.
But
which I'm currently doing so I can get a passport, so I can go overseas and entertain the troops.
Thank God. And I know you're going to get it done.
I'll get it done.
Oh, you'll get it done.
I'll get it done.
Of course you do, because Mike is a former Marine, and Marines do whatever they say they're going to do. But I also want to tell you guys that about 6 months ago, I was lucky enough to perform at Donnelly Prison for not sex, but just actual comedy. I would love to perform. That wasn't happening. Lou's like, oh, come on. Lou's like, oh, I'm exhausted. Go away. But it didn't happen. Conjugal visit. But I was asked to go out there by a guy named, well, I probably shouldn't say his name, but anyway, he asked me to go out there and perform comedy. And I went out there, and I had never been in a prison before, luckily, which is bizarre for me to think that I had been arrested. But it was, I thought they'd be in cages. No, they were all like super like high-end honor inmates. And they got to be with us in the room. We got to hug each other, and I got to learn all of the amazing things they're doing. They're training dogs for disabled. They're in all these therapies. They're in all these amazing things. They are turning their lives around. I was inspired. I fell in love with all of them. And I was just, my heart was like, oh, it was the most greatest day of my life. And ever since COVID, I've been thinking about them, because no therapist can come in. Their families can't visit them. Not even video visits are happening in San Diego prisons. And now they're terrified of getting COVID. They're alone. And they're unable to get any service. So it's worse than any prison. They're basically all in solitary confinement.
All prisons are. I mean, some of the prisons are having riots right now.
So
And it's private prisons. The system is set up so bad. I mean, our government makes money.
well,
off
it's
that.
true, but I have to say that my involvement with these people in San Diego, they are really making a difference. They are so
Thank God.
into transformational
I love
experiences in prison.
that. As that all
And
prisons should be.
Yes, they all should be.
They should
So anyway, so I kept thinking maybe we could get our followers and our friends
to write
together.
everybody.
We could write prison.
I would
Well, it
love
turns
that.
out
Maybe I'll get a
it's
boyfriend.
so hard to even get letters into prisons now.
Really?
Because they have to check all the prison mail. They're short on staff, and so
They got to make sure no drugs are coming
yeah,
in.
no
and
drugs are
stuff
coming
like
in,
that.
no explicit shit, whatever.
So I can't
Not
say-
Vicki Barbolak saying, "I'll meet you behind the trash can."
It turns out there's a lot of bad people in prison.
There's a lot of bad people outside, right? So
So
they
I
have to,
can't send a nude.
so they don't have time to go over this. So
They cause a riot.
I talked to this guy. I'll say his first name is Don. He's been a prison kind of advocate for his whole career. He was once a prisoner. When I first met him, believe me, I thought he was the CFO of a big national company. You'd never know he was once a prisoner himself. But he is an amazing guy. And I called Don a while ago and I said, I'd like to do this. And he looked into it. And finally, we just talked yesterday. What we can do if anybody wants to be involved.
I would love to be a mom.
We can send a couple of paragraphs to inmates saying we're, a couple of keep going, whatever you want to say, your own sign of encouragement, your own sign of care of them. You talk about yourselves, what you're interested in, whoever knows. Yeah, a couple of sentences.
Such a great idea.
And then every week, I'm going to be able to compile a couple of paragraphs from everybody that sends them into emails. And then the chaplain of this amazing group there is going to be able to bring them in once a week. So we have a way to get messages into the inmates.
I love that.
And then secondly, they have no, they like to do a community service project, the inmates do. And they have been unable to do a community service project. So they're going to have a meeting about this. But what Don said is for answering our letters and notes to them, that will be an ability for them to get a community service project done, answering our notes to them. So I think it's like they can engage, we can engage.
Can we send money and put money on their books?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
But this is really cool because I can't believe you even asked this because I love that you
It makes
did.
them spread.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they can't even have Zoom classes or anything because they don't have the equipment and money.
Oh,
And I said, Dawn, could you see what that would cost? Maybe we could start some fundraising
Yes.
to get
I'm in for
that AV equipment that they need, that they could have outside counseling come in.
Yeah, otherwise they're just going to get out, do the same shit again because they need to survive.
And the transformation in these people
Because
is
it's
incredible, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, so we might be able to do a fundraiser up the road, but for now, if anyone wants to send a couple of paragraphs, I don't know if it's on our website yet because my dear Eddie was busy today, but at the very least, if you want to send something in for this week, go to vickibarbolak.com and the Ask Vicki section. Just say, Vicki, this is what I'd like to send to the inmates. Your couple of paragraphs of encouragement or whatever you want to say to them, and that's how we'll start. And
I had a cousin who served 11 years. My Aunt Julie Kidd, she's a comedian.
Right.
My cousin served 11 years and he got out. And we threw him a party, and I went to Party City, and I said, "Where's the felon section?" And I wanted he's a good or he's a very good felon.
He's a very good felon.
And I thought that was funny. I'm like, Party City needs a get out of prison party package.
And the New York Times just wrote an amazing article about Farron Kidd, who has the Black OC, and he also did a couple of my videos for me. He's amazing, and now he's like
he's doing great. He's helping.
famous.
He is. He's helping the Black OC on Instagram. He's helping a lot of causes, a lot of people who are.
He did his time, and he did it strongly.
Mm-hmm.
He joined fire. He put out fires. He was, Farron.
He was
amazing. This is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And Mike. I mean, Mike murdered 11 people.
Fuck them, they deserved it.
Cold blood.
No, I had my problem. I mean, whatever.
Whatever.
It happens.
Well, I just can't believe
You know.
But the fact
Amber and I
that
haven't been caught yet. For
yeah, right.
crap.
And the fact that people hold so in that box is so mean, and letting people go and letting people be whoever they are, and realizing people can grow, just
Right.
like a transgender can. People
Right.
grow. We become a different, gender to be different. We can grow into
Right.
amazing people.
I've grown a lot. The
Yeah.
different things will motivate you different ways and help you get on track. And it happens. Do we want to get back on track with the body shaming?
Well, we could talk about it. I kind of feel like this is the only other way to wrap the other side of this to me is it's because so many, especially young Black models and white model, like some models, but I really feel like Black women have really led the charge. But a lot of other women are doing it as well. Like the girl who has my big fat fabulous life, Taylor. What's her name? Anyway, I mean, and
Lizzo and
Lizzo,
there's so
in
many
my
people
little
who are-
way,
and there's-
myself, I've always been about just being in one yard
Well,
of fabric.
you going on America's Got Talent in your bathing suit was game changer for big girls. That
Right.
was a big moment
That
in
was
big girl
bold,
world.
It was,
Yeah.
That was bold.
and so I feel like all of us are moving the needle to the other side.
Mhm.
But what's coming? A lot of backlash, because a lot of people still just will not accept that fat people are not lazy, slow, gonna die in 5 minutes.
Mhm.
I mean,
Diabetic.
and so it's like it's so all of the backlash. Can't you girls just diet? Okay, I was 220 pounds when I was 11. Okay, there's something going on in my family, and I work hard.
And you eat clean. You eat very
I
clean.
work hard. That's why I'm saying, this little bitch is the whole problem. But I enjoy it so much. But the thing is, I mean, I do exercise. I always could fit in an airplane seat, bitch.
That's skinny.
That's my tie off.
I had moments where I didn't fit
but
in an airplane.
That's just always my
That's how I know I'm skinny.
And the thing is, I mean, I just feel like for
no
some of us,
extender.
it's just so hard. And then also it is also, I think it's a grace from God if you're able to go on a diet, if you're able to exercise, able to stay thin. It's a grace thing. If God has given you that grace, you take that. And sure, I mean, right now I'm actually working on being extremely careful because it's COVID and my weight, and I've been on it, and I actually am down from my tour, but I'm careful. People don't.
You eat very clean.
It's like
You do.
And
I'm here. I know.
thin girls won't even talk to me about it until they know I'm serious. But then that's like, because we don't just talk about being. We will talk about losing weight, but we'll never just talk about being fat.
Yeah, that's true.
And the bottom line is, it's just not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
You make a decision.
People give me diet tips all the time. I had someone ask me the other day what I eat, and I eat very clean. I don't eat meat. I don't drink soda. I eat very clean. And as I was saying, I started laughing. I'm like, this is me eating clean. This is me. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine if I don't drink much wine. I don't drink.
Right.
I don't drink soda. I can't imagine if I really ate bad, what I would look like. This is my skinny.
No, that is what I mean.
You know what I mean? This is it. Well, I could, so technically I want to be a size 16. I'm like an 18, 20. 16, when I'm a 16, I'm so skinny. And it's so funny, my skinny friends at 14, 16, they would be so fat. And in big girl world, 14 skinny, we are skinny bitch.
So it's
we're so skinny.
It is just
Perception.
all like, come on. And it's just like that with everybody. Look, it's up to us to be happy every day who we are. And then, but it's to be surrounded by people who are constantly, putting us down. That's just something you have to learn about getting armor up. And I think that people are getting a little more militant lately, and everybody's getting a little more like, stop it, don't. But
my Instagram is funny. I say my Instagram has ADD. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It talks, about weight. It talks about clothing. It talks about my kids. I have everything. And I did a workout the other day, and I posted it. My Instagram's the other Amber Rose, and it got a lot of views. I think it has like 30,000 views of me doing a dumb workout. I have no idea why, but then there's lots of little pig signs and little stupid stuff, right? Blah, that brain, blah, whatever.
Trolls.
I don't care.
Right.
In my head, I went, if you took time out of your day to watch my whole video, thank you. I have another view. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you for taking time to watch
algorithm.
my fat ass run back and forth on
Mike, my friend Marla Jo Fisher, she is a really brilliant, hilarious writer. She's got a new book coming out, but she's been writing for the Orange County Register for years. She used to do like how to live on the cheap in Orange County, and then she hated it, but she was a Disneyland correspondent for years. Which she could write some nasty stuff about Disneyland. I want to tell you about that. Crabs in the outfits. Anyway, Anyway, so Marla Jo sent some stuff in, Mike, when she was a journalist at Orange County Register, which is recently. Did you see what Marla said?
No.
In the letters, in the notes. Well,
yeah,
I can.
There it is. Yeah.
And I can tell you otherwise. Can you read it? Because I could remember, but.
I actually had someone write to me and tell me I was too fat to have my picture in the newspaper. I wrote him back and told him when he stopped drinking too much and beating his wife, then he could worry about other people's issues.
Right on, Marla Jo.
Right.
I mean, you know, look at Marla Jo. She has I think her book might be called something like Confessions of a Frumpy Mom. I mean, you look at Marla Jo. She's, she's amazing reporter for the Orange County. She's, like Dave Barry knows her. She's a hilarious writer. And you look at her and you go, schlub, like that's how the world sees her. Yeah. And she's like a world traveler, an amazing author, great writer. And then you go schlub because she kind of has short hair and, wears t-shirts and loose pants. And then that you want to stop and not know the bitchinest woman you might ever get to meet, dumbass.
Yep.
That's
they're lost to me. They're lost. It's interesting. There's also like a new market of like guys who are into big girls, right? There's like so they're married. I'll go on that.
It's not a new market. It's just being exposed.
It's kind of being exposed. And for me, for my Instagram, I have a lot of fun, slutty pictures. So I have some good followers. And I'll look on their page and they're married to skinny girls and I see, or their girlfriends or whatever, but they'll send me not nasty as in is sexual messages.
Right.
Going, you're so sexy. I wish they have like this thing with big girls that's like a fantasy of theirs, but they can't have them on their arm, but they want to sleep with us, which is interesting. And then I have people ask me if I have a fans only or it's OnlyFans or fans only too. Okay, it's called OnlyFans. Okay, it's called fans only.
I'm gonna go with OnlyFans.
Okay, OnlyFans. I don't know. I'm dyslexic, and it's where girls. I don't know much about it, but girls you could pay for them, and they're. I'm guessing new.
Oh yeah, no, that's a new thing. It's you hire your own hookers.
No. They just pay you to take your clothes off, or you can go in a bikini.
Yeah,
or it's called fan only. So people are doing this. They're making a lot of money. So guys pay $20 or $30 or whatever to see a video or
private.
And they're asking me in my DMs, do I have fans only, OnlyFans? And I started laughing to my friends. I said, oh my God, if I did this, I'd probably be the first refunds. They probably go, she looks better with clothes on.
I used to give so many refunds when I was a stripper. But no, here's the thing.
That's where I recognize you from.
Yes, my stripper name was Pillow.
I love it.
That was good. Last retired my pole, they did it. They had to. It was bent. It looked like a silly straw, but anyway. Oh my God, you guys! They closed the last strip club in my town, Oceanside, California, home of Camp Pendleton Marine Base. Yeah.
Why do they close?
Because COVID closed the Purple Church. The last one before that, when my parents and I had a carpet store, when I was like starting at 19, we would always do the Playgirl strip club. Because strip club, you have to redo their carpet every like 6 weeks, believe me. And so,
that's pushing it.
Yeah, that's push. I got the girls are all moms, minivans all over, and I got to respect them, and I got to know them, and it's very fun. But Oceanside closed them down about 9 years ago because they wanted to gentrify downtown, and then the last strip club was right by the front door of the base. The Purple Church, which is called
the main attraction.
The main attraction. How'd you know, Mike?
I was stationed.
Yeah,
the main attraction.
Got the T-shirt, got the tattoo. And so, anyway, they are closed permanently. Going to build apartments over there.
Oh
so,
God,
Amber, what does that mean? Opportunity.
Right?
Trailer park
so
strippers.
I do take pole dancing class at S Factor.
Yeah.
I cannot do any pole tricks, but I am really good with my floor work.
You know what?
So,
Why not? We'll get a couple
and
of big
kind of my
bitches.
lap dance.
Hey, the Marines are lonely right now.
Yeah,
They're super
they'll take it,
lonely.
Yeah,
And we could just do like trailer park stripping.
yeah,
We got the patio outside
Yeah.
for safety.
perfect.
By the way,
I was somewhere where they did have a pole that's not, it's not meant. They could bring it, take one of those kind for.
right.
And I asked them, "What's the weight limit?" It was 200 pounds. I'm like, "Come on, I can't even.
Are you
I
kidding
can't
me?
even go around it once."
Piece of shit metal
I
they
know.
get from China today. One time I was at Disneyland and I took the girls and those little
Stripping at Disneyland.
stripping at Disneyland. Don't think it doesn't happen. There's a lot of conventions there, Mike. So they have these little bumper cars, and they used to be there. They were bumper cars at the Disneyland Hotel, right? You know what I'm talking about. So I went up there with the daughters and I said, "Hey, we would like to ride the bumper cars." He goes, "It's 220. I'm like, "Fuck! Is it 220 already? It can't be 220. And he goes, "No, it's 220 pounds, ma'am." And I was like 300 pounds then. And
That's the worst.
I go,
Oh,
whatever.
Well, remember I said I'm a thin
Save
mom.
$9.
I'm posting my mom today, and what I realized was I couldn't fit in any of the rides at Disneyland. This is a real thing. I have the picture I'm gonna post today, and my mom is in the picture with my kids and all the kiddie rides because she could fit. And I remember I had to take my mom to Disneyland because I knew I couldn't fit. And
so
of course,
somebody had to- oh
my
God.
mom had to go on the rides with them.
You had to bring
And
a
I had to.
TD.
I got stuck.
designated
Yes,
driver.
that's her. She get on there, Mom. And you used to get us passes at
Yeah.
Legoland.
Yeah.
It was one of them was Legoland with you, by
Which
the
is
way.
great because her kids are black and my kids are white. And so that Legoland never checked.
They don't
It
care
was
who's who.
great.
They're like,
By the
take
way,
them, yeah.
just so you know.
Legoland.
They never
Yeah, they
checked.
don't. Yeah, anyone could have kidnapped our kids and they would be fine. But my mom, there's a train there. You went to the water side. There's a little train, and my son goes, "I want to go alone," and he went alone. It was a disaster. I have it on video. And then my mom got in with him, and it's this big, and took his fit right in there, and I couldn't fit in there. And I loved bringing my skinny mom along for all the rides. And I got stuck on a slide once. I did get stuck on a slide. So they do need to make things a little bigger for the moms,
Yeah.
Like I get like for the plus size moms, their
Yeah.
kids can't go on rides if their moms are bigger.
Amber, we can't get a goddamn bathing suit in size 20.
Yeah.
You think they're really going to
I'll make a wider
a
slide
fucking
for me.
slide
Yeah,
bigger?
yeah, yeah.
No.
We
No, that
do
was
have
a-
stories and
You
stuff from some of our listeners.
Oh, okay,
that we
great.
can talk
Thank
about.
you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you. And you guys, thank you so much for listening. Your notes and letters have been so kind. Thank you very much.
Yes.
It means all, like, it's fun to just go through COVID together. I'm hoping we're giving you some laughs and killing some time. And we appreciate all your comments and your love for that. We can't even thank you enough. We're staying positive together.
Yes.
Well, the first one I get to is the one that when I posted about send us your stories that came in through Instagram.
Right?
It was Max Kevin as a comedian, and he said that in 7th grade I was in drama class and we did a lot of improv games like freeze tag, where two people are doing a scene and he would say freeze, tap a person, take their place, and start a new scene.
Yep. Remember that.
This day was a special day where we were doing it in front of the entire school in the auditorium. I'm on stage with some of the other classmates. A random guy from the crowd says freeze, taps my classmate, and starts a new scene with me by saying, "So, how many donuts did you want?" The entire school erupts in laughter.
Oh.
It was at this time I realized I would have a promising future in comedy.
Right on.
Ah,
You sure do.
He says that he'd also like to add that I am no longer overweight. I weigh less as an adult than I did in school. I take health and fitness very seriously now. If anyone is having trouble with their weight, I highly recommend cutting sugars and carbohydrates. It literally is the most addictive drug on the planet,
It
and we
is.
give it to kids for good behavior.
True. He's very, very right.
You're absolutely right. I always love that those guys have these big, long, the 6, secrets of losing weight. Eat less carbs. It's like, the 4 agreements. What were they? I think it was like eat less carbs.
How about your
Yeah.
joke? Do your joke that you said about your weight loss. It's my favorite joke still.
Which one?
You said I've done everything except.
Oh yeah, I've done everything short of eating less and exercising. I mean, I have tried the gamut.
It's my
So-
favorite joke still.
But I'm glad that you were able to get thin, and I might be thin again, or not, and that just is what it is.
Well, there's something also that's interesting called epigenetics, and epigenetics is the basics of epigenetics is children in the Holocaust, people who survived the Holocaust who were dying and lived starvation and lived, had children who were all fat. And what they thought was that the children were being overfed by the parents compensating for their starvation. But what they didn't realize is the genes actually changed around them and the kids store fat more to actually survive. So my genetic pool, that's
and my
real.
Eastern European as well are Ukrainian. My daughters they would rather take a bullet than a carb because they are so committed to not being fat.
I saw that.
And they will never eat a carb in their life.
And my mom was, so now I come from genetics. I'm Jewish. I'm Ashkenazi Jew. And my family's in the Holocaust. And my mother was anorexic bulimic. So my mother was skinny when she was pregnant with me. My mom was starving. She was always under 100 pounds. So my genetics, I store fat more than other people. So I make a joke. It's not the donuts I'm eating. It's my mother's fault. The reason I'm overweight.
The donuts my mother didn't eat.
Yeah, it's the shit my mom didn't eat. Or we would eat together. And she didn't give me the memo to purge. I didn't know we would eat the same foods. My mom ate a lot. So genetically,
it takes a lot of energy to get up from the table and throw up.
You know,
I've always admired it.
It's like, forget it. Yeah. No, I can't do it. The thought of it, I'm like, it's not worth it. I'll work out tomorrow. That's what I said.
What was some of the other? Sorry.
There is I read this book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and then in one of the chapters it was talking about there was a mountain tribe in South America that would eat like 6,000 calories a day, but they would run up and down mountains all day long.
Right.
And so they would have to do that. And then when they became colonized and left their tribes in the mountains and came down to regular civilization, they were so used to eating 6,000 calories a day that everybody's so morbidly obese.
Like NFL football players.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're so morbidly obese, because they're just so used to
correct.
having to do that so much. Their families are so used to it. It's in their genes to eat so much. And it's just, it just doesn't work because they're not doing the same up and down mountain running activities as they were.
It's just, just in terms of being fat or not fat, there's just a lot going on. And it comes back to you're a real lucky person if you're not fat.
It's true.
And there's
my weight comes
there's
up
also
every day of my life. Every single day of my life.
There's the dedicated energy that you could get to it and not be fat. But I just feel like that is a gift from God, like lightning hitting you, that you can make that happen and keep that off. I mean, it's just a lot.
And I think that people are ungrateful who there's people who can eat whatever they want, they don't gain weight. And they're not very appreciative of it. Like I said, this is actually me working on it. I mean, yes, I eat a pizza or whatever, I have my things, but I in general take my vitamins, I take a protein shake every day. I consciously eat super clean and I don't lose weight.
It's just hard. And Amber works out. Like, I've been really grateful for outside Zumba lately. Outside Zumba during COVID, it's way more fun because I can't do Zumba inside because I'm so bad at it. Outside, and I'm driving around the trees. What do we have?
So we have time for one, maybe two more.
Okay.
We have Jen.
Thank you for your stuff, guys.
We have Andrea and we have Paula.
Okay, let's do it. Okay.
Let's do Jen. Jen says, my last neighbor of 10 years would sit on her balcony and yell, waddle, 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 fat ass.
Ooh.
It's a wonder you and your fat wife can make it up the stairs. She doesn't know why anyone would want to be fat asses like us. Call me Fat B to our security camera. She had like us. Call me Fat B to our security camera. She had a stabbing in her place. Hit my car drunk driving. Multiple DUIs. But we were fat, so we were the problem.
Ugh. Right.
Happy day when we watched you drive away for the last time.
Yes. Get rid of that bitch.
She left, or if they left?
She left. She moved away.
She probably had to go live with her parents because she had so many DUIs.
She probably had to check herself in the county.
Yeah, I mean, so exactly. So those kind of things you kind of expect. If people are such dicks, they're going to do that. They're going to have, really bad. They're horrible.
Horrible.
But that poor woman, what's her name?
Jen.
Jen.
Where?
Parthemer. I'm bad at last
Jen,
name.
I'm sorry that you had to live through that, you and your husband. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Fuck. God damn it. I'm so mad at those people. And they're just a bunch of drunk pigs. And you know that, and I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that happened to you. And, they left. And I'm proud of you for not freaking throwing a box of wine at their freaking heads. And then you would have gone to jail. So way to go, Jen.
Gotta take the higher road.
Flossie Nomansky said that I told my dad if he made me taller, I wouldn't have a weight problem.
You're right, Flo. But Tom, girl, I'm 5'9". Dad.
And then last one we have time for before we have to close it out. Paula Case says, while I was shopping with my mother-in-law, a young salesman asked me when my baby was due. I said, I'm not pregnant. He said, oh, I am so sorry. I said, you're sorry? How do you think I feel? It's just fat. I'm just fat.
Right. I think we talked about that little bit last week about like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm telling you, if it ever happens again, this is my favorite thing. I'll say it again. I said it last week. You just look right at him and go, yeah, it's coming in 7 weeks. We're kind of worried though, because the father is my cousin. So we saw some weird shit in that ultrasound. I mean, and you just look at them and they go, whoa. Mike, there was one more note that I looked at online from somebody.
Was it Andrea?
It was the one where the woman, it was somebody at Peggy Hollingsworth maybe. Her mother was a size 6 and so was her sister, and they kept sending her size 6 dresses with the tags, and she was an 18. And she's like, I can't wear these clothes. Well, I'll just say it. I was reading through these things, beautiful messages, and I think her name is Peggy, but I'm not sure. Sorry, Anyway, her mother and her sister were very thin, and her mother kept sending her clothes, brand new, expensive clothes with the tags on them, size 6, and she was an 18, and she goes, Mom, where are these? And mother would say, but a size 6 is so lovely. What? I mean, your mother and your sister, and we know she's not alone. We know she's not alone. And my grandmother, she was my heart, and I don't mean anything bad about my grandma saying this to me. I kind of think I'm going to take this one with yay, grandma. She used to say to me, Vicki, and she loved clothes. She goes, no matter how fat you are, you always try to look your best and buy your nicest clothes. And I don't know, but I know that some people might say it was a bad thing to say, but she meant it with all her heart.
Yeah.
And my mother was fat, and there was nothing my grandma could do about that.
Yeah.
And I just that was a nice thing that grandma said.
Yeah.
But, some people could say it was shaming, but I don't think it was.
No. Well, our family, when they love us, they want us thinner because they know people will be not as mean to us.
Right.
So I feel like my family was always worried about my weight more to protect me than they actually hated my weight. It was more to protect me at school and protect me from the world.
Yep. So. Exactly. So for Cindy's birthday.
Oh, a purple candle, my mom's favorite color.
That's why we have a purple candle. And
by the way, I did know your mom a little bit when she came to the Little Lake Comedy Store. She was nothing but a pleasure of a person to be around.
Really?
So
awesome,
I didn't know you knew my mom.
I've been at the comedy store for 15 years?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a cool story.
Yeah. They actually slept together. But anyway,
I may or may not be your father.
a quick little thing before you got with Nikki and your dad didn't seem to care. So, can we sing happy birthday to Cindy?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cindy. Happy birthday to you. Amen in heaven, girl.
Yes.
Thank you
Miss
for
Mom.
giving the world Amber.
Blow out her candle.
Make a wish. Okay.
I actually take my wishes serious.
Yes.
I do.
Amber, do you think
Yes.
it's funny if we tell everybody about your dad's new wife having the same birthday as
Today's my
a little
dad.
weird. Let's talk about cake.
Yeah, I'll tell
Never
you one
mind.
quick thing. One
Okay.
quick thing.
Okay.
My dad's remarried
Okay.
to a girl who looks similar to my mom.
I thought she had plastic surgery to make herself look like her mother.
And she has the same birthday and day as my mom. So today's my mom's birthday, and he's celebrating it with his new wife. It's just weird.
Isn't that weird,
So
guys?
that's why I had to be here, because I knew I couldn't be with my own father. I wanted to take my father out for my mother's birthday, but he's with his new wife with the same birthday. Welcome to my freaking world.
You know what? Happy birthday, your
Happy
dad's
birthday,
new
Mom.
wife.
Yeah.
Well, let's close
We'll
it
enjoy
out.
this
All right, Mikey.
strawberry.
Thank you, Mike. Also, I just want to say again,
My God.
The sponsor.
during COVID, people are smoking pot, and before COVID, and after COVID. So if you know people that smoke pot, remember, and I mean this with all my heart because it's Lou's favorite thing. He's a big pot smoker, and I'm proud of that. Geniuspipe.com. Just go to geniuspipe.com. Learn about if you're smoking pot and you want to be safer, how a genius pipe works. It's a patented technology. There's 2,200 little bumps in the pipe that cools the air, and you're smoking at room temperature. And then Lou also keeps telling me to say what it cleans.
It's easy to clean. It takes apart.
It's so easy to clean because he goes, pot smokers will understand that it's really clean pipe. So he just told you that it's really easy to clean. But I am more concerned with the fact that Lou used to cough like his brains out, and now he never does anymore because he's using a Genius Pipe. And so go to geniuspipe.com if you know pot smokers that smoke pot. Tell them, and if you buy something after you watch the videos and your friends do, tell them at checkout use the code trailer, and you get 20% off your whole purchase every time you purchase. Which I think is
I need
really
to order
nice.
one of those. I keep saying
I
that.
ordered you one.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
With a girl naked girl in it.
No,
You can get a
I
naked girl
know
in
they
it.
don't make the dick yet, but no. Yeah. So I love you all so much. Thanks for watching. And things are getting kind of tense and crazy. But just try to think of what's really happening in your life on a daily basis, and that's what's helping me. Today things are fine. Today it's okay. So I'm okay and
Bat
enjoy
those
it.
bad things you say. Get
Bat
that
'em away.
baseball bat.
And enjoy what's good.
Mike.
That's it.
This is